Perceive, process, perform. Do you need inspiration for your practice, or do you simply need to practice inspiration? With this series, we aim to do both. Give us 15 minutes and we'll give you practice inspiration.
So why is it important that your candidates are comfortable when they're interviewing, and what can you do about it? My name is Paige Mead, and I own the recruiting firm Paige Mead Recruiting. We are professionals dedicated entirely to the dental industry. So it is important to help your candidates interview well, and that can be a topic that's a little bit difficult to understand because most people feel like the interview is the test. You don't want to give them the answers, you don't want to prep them ahead of time, you just want people to come in and be themselves. The problem is that's not what you really want. You want people to come in and be themselves around you. So there are certain things that you can do to help your candidates interview very well with you. So one of the things is you need to know how you communicate. And if you're not exactly sure, go ask your spouse. Basically, we want to know how you respond to information and what you do with it and how you interpret it. And everything speaks, even silence. So knowing your body language, knowing the expressions that are on your face, even knowing that when someone talks to me, I want it in short bullet points because that's how I think. If you are able to give this information to your candidates up front, you're not giving them the answers, you're giving them the best opportunity to connect with you, and that's going to get you what you need in an interview scenario. Now, another thing that you need to know are your triggers. These are the things that make you subconsciously lean away from a candidate who might be sitting with you. It happens, and like I said, it's subconscious. So if you're spending some time thinking about how am I going to prepare for this interview, what do I need to do to be ready, I would make sure you're calm. I would make sure you've had some food, and I would make sure that you don't have to run off and do anything else right away, nothing that's going to break your concentration as you're sitting and getting to know this other person. So when we learn to interview, and by the way, nobody really learns except by doing, we tend to wind up believing that we interview well. And if there's any kind of pointers we've ever gotten before, it probably sounds like, start your question with, tell me about a time. And it's set up so that an interviewer is able to listen to a story, a contextual experience that the person who's being interviewed has had and can tell you about. The problem with the question is, it really literally takes that incident out of time. When you ask a candidate to tell me about a time when a patient was upset with you, when a coworker was upset with you, whatever it is you're trying to learn about, what you really end up doing there is asking, like I said, for a specific incident without context. Now, if you ask your candidates for a story, some of them are going to get a little nervous because we're all taught that we shouldn't over-talk in an interview. But you're going to get the answers that you want because you're going to get that same incident that you're after, plus the context of the experience. So if you ask your candidate, tell me a story about that time when this might have happened to you, it gives them some freedom. It gives them the freedom to stop and think. It gives them the freedom to add details that will help you get the bigger picture of what they're talking about. And it also makes it a more relaxing experience. If I ask you for a story, you're going to sit back and you're going to sit into it and you're going to think about it, and that's okay. We want that dialogue back and forth between the person who's interviewing and the person who interviews. And again, this is all about helping your candidate to be comfortable with you so that they can have the best interview experience possible and you can have the maximum output. And that's my practice inspiration. If you'd like to know more, my contact information will follow.